Everyone, welcome to the round 2 of the LMP2 Championship here in Willow Springs. I'm your host Taito1212 for now, broadcasting for you live from the commentary box, or let's say a temporary one for now. So in the lead so far, just following lap 9, Mark Webber behind him, 1.6, trailing 1.7 behind, and Green Gaming with the Orca 20 seconds behind all of them, both of them. And mind you, the Orca is the slowest car, so it's great that I managed to get it up there on the podium behind Muttley so far, who's hopefully to catch him is clearly in the faster car. So trailing lap 10 now. What happened? Let me get through what had happened so far. So on the start, clean start by everyone, but everyone got caught up in the dirty air, which separated everyone. These cars are very vulnerable to that dirty air. Let's watch turn 3 now. Look at the car bouncing over the bumps now. It throws you off the road if you keep it on throttle for too much. So you gotta keep it on the brakes, at least slightly on the brakes, or slightly off the throttle. And this section now, turn 6 and 7, I believe, and it launches you over the crest, but the downforce should keep you from sticking it, from launching over that crest over there. And last turn now should be flat in these cars, depending on how much downforce you got. I was running, which was a costly mistake, 1 and 6 downforce, which didn't take the turn flat. As you can see, they're just piddling, running off the course there with the understeer coming out of that final corner, which is probably due to fuel loads or the tire wear. I knew that all of these cars are running on soft slicks, which run out very easily. So it'll be hard to manage the pace now. I decided to retire for the race just to test the kind of skills I have. As Green Gaming is about to be Survivor about to unlap himself in the number 17 car, following the Beluga Whales. I would like to call Green Game's car. As you see, drifts out wide there. Survivor an opportunity to unlap himself right about now, but doesn't do it at this stage of the track. So just Mark Webber just narrowing the gap now ever so slightly. Mind you that these passing someone in these cars in this type of track, mind you, there's barely any deceleration, so no dive bombs or anything like that, I'm sure. And turn 3 is going to be a very hard place to do it, considering it's not a smooth surface, and there's only one line. There's only one ideal line in braking. Otherwise, if you go the other way, the car flicks you off the road. So, gotta be careful in managing that. Mark Webber just now trying to maintain that gap, but trying to keep the clean air as much as possible. Was just piddling is now also trying to keep him in his dirty air, but he's probably aware that how much the dirty air can affect these cars at this stage. Muttley now getting passed by or unlapped himself by Survivor, who's ignore that graphic there on the right hand side. That was mine when after I decided to retire. So Muttley now trailing Green Gaming by, well, so Muttley's falling behind Green Gaming. So Green Gaming is just maintaining that gap ever so slightly, but he's still losing out bit by bit. But mind you, the Orca is a full 2 seconds slower in every track, or 3 seconds, or 5 seconds at most. But he's managing to keep that gap well. He's getting it consistent, and it's Mark Webber now trying to maintain that, trying to decrease that gap now. Now just over a second. Now it's down to 2 seconds. Now he's probably caught too much in the dirty air. So not much going on in this stage of the race, not even halfway. So 31 minutes to go. Just have an on board now, just piddling, because as if now with Mark Webber is, let's see how he fights it after this lap. Green Gaming making a good showing here so far. This could be his first ever podium in the season. And Muttley doesn't seem to be catching him at all, even in the faster car, but seems to be setup issues for everyone. Barely any practice for anyone because of the practice for the GTE race just now. But it seems that these two really put it at. Oh, this Mark Webber goes off in the left-hand side. That might be That might be some damage from the previous lap. Who knows? So I forgot to do a lap with him, but after this lap for sure. Surviving out in last place, trailing Cracked Piston, who is the same lap as him, both in the same livery. So to see how Survivor will make this work for him. Cracked Piston is clearly lacking the pace at the moment, but the Dirty Air will certainly try to keep Survivor behind him. Let's have an onboard lap now with Survivor now. He's a pad user. Says has his lights on. So turn 1, 2 gears down, very fast corner. Keep it in. Oh, as he almost went into Cracked Piston, and as it turn 2, I'm sure it's very flat, given the tiny bit of camber, but a little bit of a lift on the last. Oh, it's a Cracked Piston has spun. So that gives the position to Survivor easy, but mind you that Survivor has a penalty. Let's see how much that is. I can't see it because of the graphic blocking the way, but hey ho, why the hell not? Sorry, can't swear. Shouldn't swear. All of them now running consistent lap times, 105s, 106s. I see Mark Webber from that mistake he did on the start-finish straight has dropped him 2 seconds behind. Green Gaming now falling behind 26 seconds. And Muttley now falling behind Green Gaming by a large margin now. Survivor still trying to anything like that. Let me see if I can try to get Mark C in the lobby, in the chat. Sorry. Actually, never mind. Hang on. Okay, so coming back from that, sorry for the long pause. It's coming up from the leader's coming up behind lap cars now. Let's see who that is. It's Muttley behind him, I suppose, in the orange car. Oh, it's just Muttley. Sorry, Muttley's separating the car from Mark Webber and just pitting as Muttley moves out of the way, offline there, and Mark can continue the charge now for first place. And yeah, it's a quiet race so far. Not much has happened apart from survivors in the pits and potentially for damage or for yeah, it is for damage. And then cracked piston is oh hey Mark. Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, so I don't know if the live stream can hear you, but I'm gonna try to commentate. It's a test I'm doing.
Wait,
So
what?
I'm gonna try to commentate over the race.
What race?
This race. The LMP2 race.
Oh, right, you wanna... Right, okay.
Okay, so are you spectating right now or monitoring?
I'm just in the pit lane right now.
Okay, so yeah, the leaders so far just pulling trading, trying to keep the toe or the dirty air behind Mark Webber, who seems to be 2 seconds adrift so far, but still a manageable gap to try and close down towards the later stage of the race. But one thing to add on is fuel consumption. Now these guys have 35 liters of fuel to manage, and right now it's getting towards the halfway point of the fuel tank. So I potentially think it's gonna be a one-stopper on without tires of fuel, or 4 tires of fuel. And Survivor so far has made 2 pit stops, and yeah, Green Gaming still in third. Motley oh sorry, don't want to do that. Oops, nearly exited the. But yeah, Mark Webber is trailing behind. Green Gaming still keeping that gap. Through Motley seems to be still falling behind. So Green Gaming is pretty much untouchable. Down for 4th, 5th, and 6th, unless Survivor can make up some sort of miracle and can catch up towards all of them. Cracked piston now having the worst of weekends, let's say, but still keeping that car on the track and hasn't retired like some of us did. Sorry about that. Hang on.
Cracked piston just set a fast lap. No, sorry man, I'm just trying to read a text. Someone sent me a text and
Discord, that was me. Mark Webber coming up on lap cars now. Who's that? I think that was Cracked Piston. And see, everyone's pretty spread out so far. Don't you think? Do you think so? Because I don't know how to feel about this. So top 2 leaders are earning currently the same amount of fuel, and Survivor seems to have topped up in that last pit stop, and so was Cracked Piston. And sorry for the background noise if you can hear that. And Green Gaming keeping a manageable gap now, 46 seconds adrift to Just Piddling, and Mark Webber keeping that gap very sensible for Just Piddling. So it seems that he's clear in the dirty air, and try to move out trackside instead. Sorry, forgot to do that. Mark, you alright, mate?
Me?
Yeah?
Yeah, sorry man, I've just got a... someone sent me a text with all these power options. I'm trying to reply to it.
It's alright. Okay, take your time. It's alright.
Yeah, I'll be good soon.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So, reaching towards halfway towards the end of the race, 21 minutes ago. And so far, no action yet to unfold apart from these 2 up in front. Keeping that gap very, very sensible, and Just Piddling just driving through it and keeping this. Oh, he's pitting now, so he probably knows that. So this leaves Mark Webber free now to try and what's it called, overcut. To try and overcut Just Piddling for position, for track position. It depends if he has a slow pit stop or not. So that's definitely gonna be for tires and fuel. So maybe the tire wear got too much, and let's see if he's topping up or not. 75 liters is the maximum amount of fuel you can put in. Let's see if he's topping up or not. Okay, so he hasn't, and that's a slow buffer must have been for damage or engine damage. So let's see how this will unfold. Just Piddle making his way out of the pits, and it looks like he's let's see if Mark will start to box in this lap. Not sure what he's going to do. Maybe he'll try to set it out and see if the fuel lasts towards the end, or maybe the tires. Does he move to the left hand side? No, he doesn't. He sticks it out for now, so that gives the position to Mark Webber's. Just Piddling, just trailing behind now, 44 seconds adrift, so Mark Webber has a full pit stop. If he widens that gap ever so slightly more. But the game changer will be if Mark Webber pits, then it's certainly going to be the action going to be starting at that point. Dude, I don't know how to do this. Let's have an onboard lap now on Piddling, the pole sitter, I think. Onboard now with just Piddling in the Ligier.
Survival with a 104.
So yeah, he's got the fastest lap. Let's see if 104. So that's definitely the fastest lap of the race thus far. And let's get an onboard lap with him after this lap. So he seems to be pushing. So on the final corner now, and moving to the right hand side, this should be flat. Using the camber on the right hand side, down the gear, and then onto this long, very long front stretch. And then it moves uphill a little bit, so it can brake a bit late, but not too late. And then using the cones as a braking marker, and down 2 gears now. Keep it in, tuck it to the inside, but not too much. And then through here now. Don't get the revs too low, so you'll lose speed. Down the gear if you want to, but keep it in as it tightens towards the end of the corner. And then turn 3 now, very dangerous corner. In the entry now, in the mid corner, bumps and bumps as you shouldn't go to. Oh, and as I said now, Survivor loses it. So that's the danger of turn 3, as I keep mentioning the bumps that rebound the suspension too much and flick the rear end. As you see there, Green Gaming getting a wind full of air and a face full of bugs at this stage of the race, keeping it very consistent and smooth. Oh, here's what I said, Mark Webber pits. This could be for tires and fuel. Let's see what he does. So he doesn't change tires, it seems, or has he? I'm not sure.
The front tires I saw.
Yeah, front tires. So it's gonna be front tires. I don't know if that decreases the pit speed, but just Piddling now, I don't think he's gonna make it. So that definitely gives the position to Mark Webber from that pit stop we saw. As Just Piddling probably had a way much slower pit stop, and Mark Webber is 10 seconds in front. Wow. Sorry, 8 seconds now, and Green Gaming just falling behind 12 seconds. He's probably thinking I'm probably not gonna box here because I'm in range if those two are gonna battle out again, but he's got a pretty small amount of fuel left, so he's probably gonna have to box, but he's not gonna concede the position to Survivor, who's 2 laps behind. Muttley and Survivor now in the same lap. Probably gonna battle it out at this point, but Survivor is the fastest. Is the faster car of the 2. Oh, who's that? Just pulling a spun. Oh, so that concedes the position to Green Gaming now. But oh, that must have been big damage for Just Piddling. Potential suspension damage. He has a hard time reversing it. Oh, not there, buddy. Oh, what a hard lock for Just Piddling. I didn't even see what happened. But that leaves Mark Webber free from the clutches of Just Piddling, who is his main rival in this race. Very unfortunate for Just Pitman. So not much going on in this stage of the race. Pretty much the action has all been dropped. With the spin from Just Pitman. Oh, that's massive damage there. You can see the aerodynamic damage there in the front. Well, not really, but if he's think that, yeah, I could stretch it out to the end, I'm not going to concede the position to Green Gaming, who's clearly in the slower car, who's probably going to box soon. Oh, he's pitted. Oh, he's definitely pitted. So Green Gaming definitely has a gap to manage now, as Just Pitman will exit the pits. It's going to be for damage, I assume. Oh, he's for tires as well, front tires. So hopefully this will be a quick stop. 19 liters left for Green Gaming, 31 liters left for Mark Webber, which should be a manageable amount of fuel to manage towards the end. Very, very consistent driving from this driver. The Australian driver, clearly not the real Mark Webber, but he's clearly making a name for himself. What the hell was that? But anyway, very, very consistent and fast driving from this man here. Isn't he from Australia?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what his flag said.
Yeah, okay. The man from Australia managing a dominant lead as Green Gaming does a 107. That's only 1 second slower than the guy in front, and keeping that gap consistent. It wasn't. Yeah, it was a good showing from the American driver in the slowest car. As Mark Webber doesn't need to risk it all, as he knows that Green Gaming is in the slower car. And
alright, I'm good to go.
Alright, I'll let you have it for now, mate. What do you have to say?
Well, where were we?
Well, we're 13 minutes to go. Mark Webber with a very huge gap to his main rival, Just Pitman, who's dropped down to 4th. Just Survivor has, I don't know what the hell happened, but Survivor somehow boosted up into 3rd place.
Well, I'm not too surprised by that actually, because not too many laps ago we did see Survivor with the fastest lap of the race with a 104. I don't think we saw that at all in qualifying.
Yeah, that was pretty surprising. So his fastest lap is faster than his qualifying time.
Anything better than Mark Webber and Just Pitman. However, Green Gaming, his tyres seem to be much colder than any other driver on the grid at the moment. Just from what I noticed, both of his front tyres are softs as well.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. So yeah, considering the front tires wear more, these guys can anticipate the understeer much more, but even worse in the dirty air. But Mark Webber now keeping that gap sensible to Green Gaming, but he's probably not gonna be able to make it unless Mark Webber here makes some sort of fatal mistake that can cost the win. But it's his race to lose now. 11 minutes to go. Cracked Piston definitely having the worst of weekends as Survivor tries to go past him as the lap car.
Has his lights on and he does look ready to go. Cracked Piston just has to wait for the straight. He's given the blue flag again.
Yeah, it seems to be affecting his lap time, because the aero push here is way too strong compared to the IndyCars and GTEs. As you see, as Cracked Piston will have to brake early here and let Survivor pass, as he does so about now. And
he lets him go on the outside. However, Green Gaming does seem to be making a closer gap to Mark Webber.
It seems to be gaining on him, surprisingly. Holy crap! And then, but look at his fuel tank. 13 liters left to go. He's probably thinking, all right, maybe I should manage this, or maybe I should try and book it and try to catch Mark Webber up in front. But it doesn't seem to be likely.
It does not seem to be at all. I'm very curious on if he's changing his fuel map or not, if he's keeping it on lean, or what he's having it on this race. Because in the IndyCar race, this is something I had to do. In the first half I had it on rich, and in the last half of the race I had it on lean while we're saving fuel. Do you think Green Gaming could be using this lean fuel map?
I don't think so, because it seems like Mark Webber is probably using that strategy as Green Gaming is closing up on him. I'm not sure what these two are doing right now, but it seems like Mark Webber is taking the more conservative approach.
Yeah, what I can only guess is Mark Webber is going easier on the accelerator on some corners just so he can save the fuel and go easier on the tires.
Look at that.
He is on the softs, so he can go for the fastest lap at any moment. His softs are at like maximum perfect temperature. He's going easy in the accelerator, I think, so he can save that fuel and tires, keep that gap from Green Gaming enough to when he knows Green Gaming is getting that little bit closer, I think he will go for the fastest lap.
Potentially,
he is waiting for the moment.
Yeah, he is waiting for it as he's potentially trying to lighten up the car, trying to get rid of the excess fuel, and on the moment that he thinks so, he'll go for that fastest lap and take it away from Survivor, who's currently on the podium right now. So this is good points for him to manage up in front. I don't know what the standings are, but this can definitely change the course of the championship, but not by much, as Mark Webber won.
Does seem to have a little bit of damage though, as he's closing it on Survivor. What I'm finding it hard to understand, I'm wondering, did he fix that damage enough? Because
I don't think so.
You can see the bodywork, but the suspension seems to be working a lot better.
Yeah, the front is a bit to be bent a little bit there, but not sure that's part of the visual glitch, or it seems to be fixed on his part, but not for us. But anyway, he is falling back behind Survivor, who's still, let me see the timings right here, who's still set the fastest lap of the race. Mark Webber with a 105.3, Green Gaming with a 106.6, which is just a second adrift from Mark Webber, who is the leading car up in front. So this might be Green Gaming's best race so far.
I think this is his best ever Flux race. I don't think he's ever had a top 2 finish in his whole career. This is actually interesting to see. This is, with the Orica, this is an underdog story, I feel.
Indeed.
Everyone has doubted Green Gaming in the Orica. What do we call it? The Beluga Whale?
Yeah,
yes,
the
Green
Beluga
Gaming
Whale.
the Orica. While everyone else has been in some sort of Ligier, if it's a Jota, a Nissan, or a Honda, Green Gaming with the Orica is actually, as we see Survivor,
what's this?
Just making a faster Sector 3.
Let's see what he does here. So the fastest lap hasn't changed, 104.7 still, or maybe if I've had some dyslexic or something, but it was the fastest third sector as well, but he didn't seem to make the fastest lap of the race, but he's definitely pushing to catch.
I feel he's definitely pushing not only to keep that fastest lap, but to also keep that gap from Just Pitwood. As he did have a 6-second gap before, it is now only a 5-second gap. Do we have a disconnect or a leave?
Oh, who's that?
He retired. What happened there?
I think that was cracked piston.
Did he have damage?
He retired. He retired. He probably had too much damage, or probably thought, this probably isn't worth it to try and the rage quit, the classic rage quit. But that's very understandable. It's from a very, very hard weekend like that. It's very hard to pass here, especially in these cars. And when you don't have the pace, it just ruins your motivation, really.
What I feel is that the thing is that I find confusing is a top 6 finish is good enough. You still gain the top 6 points, but no finishing at all. You're not going to gain anything from that.
This is very interesting.
His car really must have been able to finish the race.
This is not the most exciting of races so far, but rest assured. But if you're looking for more action, or much more than this, I'd say, in this in this stage of the race, go to fluxmotorsport.com. We have championships for touring cars, for Formula Renaults, GTEs, LMP2s, and IndyCar. So all of that in the same week, a full week of racing. And if you're interested, if you have project cars too, and you're looking for something better than a dirty open lobby, go to fluxmotorsport.com and head to our Discord server. Get a Discord account, it's free, and that's the only way you can communicate to our community members and our staff. So make sure to check that out if you're interested. Green Gaming Pits, let's see if that's for fuel. Last time I checked, he's topped up a bit. 20 liters now. Last time we checked, that was 12 liters. That could have been. Who's that? That's Mark Webber coming up from Green Gaming, as he is a lapped car now. Green Gaming will not think about holding Mark Webber up for too long. 5 minutes left to go.
I still feel Mark Webber's going to be pushing his car.
15 liters left to go.
Does seem to be much colder than it was before, however, so I still think he's going easy on it. But
I don't know.
that's the fastest Sector 1, so he is still very pushing his car as hard as he can, keeping that gap from just Pitland. But it's still a 5-second gap. It's shorter than the 6 seconds we did have in the 15-minute mark.
So just Pitland still in striking distance for the battle of the podium, but check the timings now. How much? What's that?
Spins.
Who spun? It doesn't seem to affect Mark Webber much, but Green Gaming has spun. But good thing for Green Gaming. Survivor is still 30 seconds behind him. Just Pitland now falling back behind Survivor. Still 5 seconds.
That gap is starting to feel longer. What could I say?
Yeah, it's starting to widen a little bit now. It's just Pitland. Looks like his car is understeering all over the place. It looked like he had the pace from the start, but maybe that damage in the front sort of took that away from him.
That's all I can possibly think of. It's a 4-second gap, but I only think of it's going down to 5 seconds.
Very unfortunate for Just Pitland. He ran a very consistent race after that, before that damage. Keeping Mark Webber behind, pretty close and sensible with that dirty air, as he couldn't close behind him. And I was before I retired, I was chasing down these three until I spun and got behind the orange barriers in after turn 3. So that's how I ended up here. And actually, this is more fun than doing this race. I really feel for the guys who I really feel for the guys in the back who have to endure this. And let's just say they all done well. They've endured, they've prospered, and they've had decent points to those who are still standing up there.
Looking at Muttley's car right now, I think he's just taking it easy while he can.
Yeah.
I can tell his front right's very cold, so all I can think of is he's taking his car easy, just making sure it stays on the track. Doing his best he can to keep a clean race.
With the graphic, it doesn't look like we could see the tire wear, unfortunately, but Muttley's got, let's say, a lot of fuel left, so he can probably push whenever he wants, however he wants, and just back off whenever he wants to. And just Pitland now, trailing Survivor now, it doesn't look likely he's gonna catch him. It just doesn't look like it. But let's check at the timings, how much of a penalty Survivor has gotten. I don't know if I can't see it, Mark. Let's see if you can check.
Yeah, at the moment, Survivor does have a 2-second penalty, which does close the gap from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. However, it still won't be enough.
Yeah, it won't be enough.
If Pitland can make that gap back to 3 to 4 seconds like he did have before, it could make it a little closer. However, with 2 minutes left to go, I don't think this is going to be too much of a challenge. I mean, it's going to be too much of a challenge for just Pitland. So 10
liters left to go for Mark Webber. It looked like he was saving fuel. It looked like I have to be cautious now because I couldn't get this fuel right towards the end. But the worst case scenario for Mark Webber is for him to make another lap after this one.
Yeah, at the moment I still think he was saving fuel, and as he lets Green Gaming pass as a back marker, I can definitely tell he's just going easy with that minute lead. He's going easy on the tyres, the fuel and everything. He has that gap. Minute left, he's cruising.
Yep.
Gaming, he's just gonna sit behind and do what he can to keep his car on track. He's happy with the lead he's got. This is, I think this is the best debut we've ever had from. This is the debut season from Mark Webber, and he's won his first 2 ever races. I don't think we've ever seen anything like it.
He's definitely a championship contender now, as he's won the last race in Daytona, and he's gonna win this one. Final lap, it seems. White flag for Mark Webber here. He's gonna try and push now. 8 liters left to go in his tank, but Green Gaming is in his way, in his dirty air. Let's look at the cockpit, let's look in his cockpit now, see how he attacks his circuit. Coming through turn 2 now, should be flat now, keeping into the right hand side as much as you can, but not too much into the sand, because most of the camber is right there, tightens towards the end, so you gotta lift off. Ooh, he gets into the sand, and then probably from that aero push from Green Gaming, as he's in his way, he's probably not gonna go for the fastest lap, it seems. Look at him, last lap he said it's 109, definitely taking it easy right now. So smooth out of turn 4 into turn 5. Now that's your braking marker in the curve there in the right hand side, and tucking into the left hand side, and over the crest here, over the blind crest in the right for this flat left, and then very slight corner here. This section's corner is very fast, but it's all of his flat. Ooh, it's takes it a bit to the dirt now. It seems to be getting bored.
He does seem to be taking it a bit wide, as it seems like. He did do that at the early time of the lap as well.
Mark Webber in his debut season, in his second race, wins in Willow Springs. And what a showing from Mark Webber. Has kept it consistent, kept it smart, and kept it sensible to his rivals. And Green Gaming, who's yet to do the final, who's yet to cross the final sector. As Survivor now is now about to.
But it's only a 2 second gap. 2
Oh,
seconds.
look at
we
that.
just had the gap at 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Just Pidlin. He's pushing it as hard as he can. He knows that gap is 2 second penalty. It's back to 2 seconds. 3 seconds.
Let's see if this is gonna be the final lap for both of them. Oh, they're slowing down. It seems. Who's got the position? Survivor just got it. Let's say less than a second. It didn't seem possible.
Did seem to be just over 2 seconds.
Oh my god.
So Survivor wins by 200ths of a second.
Oh wow,
so
what a
Just
close.
Pidlin definitely pushing as hard as he can.
I didn't give that excitement much justice. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, Green Gaming
Nothing
crosses the
will ever
line,
top
and in
DJ
his
Riders.
debut, sorry, in his debut season for the Orca, gets second place, and now the running order for this race. Mark Webber wins with a very smart run race, 40 laps. Green Gaming in the Orca in second. Great showing from him, very consistent, no mistakes. Survivor, with that few pit stops, he managed to climb back up to third. Just Pidlin, hard luck for him, but he fought hard towards the end of the race to try and catch Survivor. Muttley comes in fifth. Taijo in the shamefully sorry, retired, and Mark C in last. So that's it. And have you got the lobby? I think. Okay, there you go. Wait, did you screenshot the results?
Yeah, screenshot the results.
Okay, that was
but
it.
I'm just absolutely amazed by it.
Yeah, that was it. And
Look, mate, I'm happy for you to commentate because
yeah,
I don't think we're going. I don't want to broadcast V8s unless we have over 11 drivers in the race.
okay.
But I want to make sure we're able to get Bathurst broadcasted
I hope so.
because
Man.
I know a lot about that track and I'm.
Mate, I'm gonna get off the lobby now and talk to the guys. So I'll see you, mate. Thank you for this.